We got a loose nukes alert. A loose nukes alert. Again, I've got to do a hot take, no pun intended, about the missing uranium stockpile by Iran. We are now about 10 days post Israel attacking the nuclear capacity and facilities of Iran. We're now 2 days past the United States using a combination of Tomahawk missiles launched from submarines and the mother of all bunker busters launched from stealth bombers, B-2 bombers, 50,000 feet in the sky. And we don't know where the arsenal of the stockpile of the uranium is that we were fighting over. You'd think we'd want to secure that kind of early in the game, don't you? But that's not how the Trump administration works. Everything's half-baked. So 408 kilograms of uranium. Picture about a dozen traditional water heaters, those kind of size containers. That's all you need for the entire stockpile. And in there is already enriched uranium up to 60%, up to 93%, which makes it, when you get to the 90%, makes its weapons grade, is missing. How do I know? Because 3 days ago, when the war was only at the beginning, the International Inspection Organization that deals with nuclear weapons, its head said, we do not know where the 408 kilograms, enough to make 10 nuclear bombs, is. And I thought, well, all right, with all of our intelligence and that of the Israelis, we must know where it is now, right? Stay tuned for that cliffhanger here on my Legal AF update on Michael Popok. All right, so where is it? Marco Rubio over the weekend tells everybody that they're pretty convinced that it hasn't been moved. Okay, but that doesn't answer the question. Insiders within Tehran who have given reports to various news outlets and insiders within Mossad, the intelligence agency for the and Shin Bet for the Israelis, have said the following, that they believe that while at one time the uranium stockpile was in Natanz or in Fordo, that's that hardened facility in a mountain 23 stories down, or in Isfahan, they don't believe it's there any longer. In fact, they're pretty convinced that it was already moved, a large portion of it, and it is in clandestine sites along with advanced centrifuges, which are need to spin this thing into the appropriate enrichment level to make a bomb before the war started. Marco Rubio says, well, don't worry, because if they had it in a truck, the Israelis would have caught it. That was your planning? That was your war plan? All I can do is tell you that on Monday, after Saturday's bombing, we as an American people, we as an American government, do not know where the stockpile is, the weapons of mass destruction that we dropped the bomb over. Does this sound familiar? WMDs missing in action while we attack another country and start a war? It's like a Republican thing. At least the Democrats would have secured the stockpile. It wouldn't have loose nukes out there. Now, there are some things that bode to our advantage, that there are now 11 less Iranian nuclear scientists, top nuclear scientists of their program. So that helps. But I'm not focused on the human assets that have been destroyed and taken out, including one just the other day. I'm talking about where's the 418 kilograms? Where are the advanced centrifuges? Now, one of the things we were targeting at Fordo was that there were just like these 2 centrifuge rooms with these high spinning, perfectly calibrated advanced centrifuges. And we believe we've destroyed it. Although there's more bombing going on by the US today that's been reported at Fordo. I guess they want to make sure that nobody easily gets back to it to assess the damage. So they're taking out the roads and the electrical grid around it. They're not using those bunker buster bombs at this moment. But they're still firing Tomahawk missiles on Isfahan, and now they're going around and the Israelis are going around and taking out other symbols of the regime, including, I heard today that they took out the Israeli destruction clock that they had predicting to 2040 they would be able to eradicate Israel. They took that out of a public square along with some other things, and they tried to open the gate to a prison to release political prisoners. So you got that going for it. But where is the 418 kilograms? And why doesn't the Trump administration care about it? Yeah. I thought this is what we're fighting over. If you have bombed the three major facilities, and there's a fourth one I'm going to talk about in a minute. If you've bombed the three major facilities, but you haven't secured the loose nukes, as Obama used to call them, then what's to stop them from just restarting it, installing the centrifuges somewhere else, and now rapidly move towards making the bomb? Has Donald Trump just created a fait accompli, right? Has he just created a self-fulfilling prophecy where they weren't close to making a bomb yet? The Ayatollah hadn't given the command for that, but now they're going to, because they're desperate and they feel they need the nukes in order to defend their country. So have we just created nuclear proliferation in Iran? That's the real question. Because when you look at the chart of activity, when Donald Trump went after them in 2018 and pulled out of the deals that Obama had set up, that created an incentive for Iran in Tehran to accelerate their nuclear programs. So you see a tremendous spike in activity and the building of these facilities after Donald Trump killed diplomacy the first time. This is who we're dealing with. Well, we've just killed diplomacy with a scorched earth bombing for all intents and purposes. So will they now, with the remaining, assuming they have, and I think it's a very good assumption, they have the 400 kilograms of enriched uranium and the centrifuges to get it, the bulk of it, from 60% up to the 90% that they need. Do they now move forward and make a bomb, or more than one? And then lastly, nobody's talking about, and this is a problem, because they're buying into the Trump narrative that we hit and obliterated the entirety of the nuclear capacity for Iran. Not if other reporting is right, that there is another mountain layer for nuclear production, which we call pickaxe. That's double the depth of Fordo. It was hard enough, and we haven't even done the proper assessment yet to know whether we destroyed 22 stories down. Like if you took a 22-story building in New York and you turned it upside down, we don't even know if those 12 bombs, one after another, down that hole, was able to destroy that. Let's assume it did. Pickaxe Mountain, where there has been rumored for the last 3 years that there's another hardened facility, double the depth, so 600 feet below ground, which we did not attack. What if there is a fair share of the uranium there, along with the advanced centrifuges? It would not take the Iranians long to come back online. It is a concern, and it's being minimized by mainstream media about the loose enriched uranium that no one from the international community nor the Americans know where it is. That should be job number one at locating it and negotiating it. And of course, the Iranians, if they don't have it, they need to bluff that they do. And if they do have it, they have tremendous leverage in any negotiations on a peace deal. Donald Trump wants an unconditional surrender, and they'll let the Ayatollah run his country, and they'll as long as they stop having any nuclear weapons. And that's it, unconditional surrender. And of course, Iran doesn't want that. And they don't like the attack on their national honor and the rest. So, the chances that they're suddenly going to come to the table and bargain their way out of this are pretty slim. We'll continue to follow what happens next as I get more information about Pickaxe Mountain and why we didn't bomb that. And where is the 418 kilograms of weapons-grade uranium. I will report it right here on Legal AF. So until my next report, I'm Michael Popok. Can't get your fill of Legal AF? Me neither. That's why we formed the Legal AF Substack. Every time we mention something in a hot take, whether it's a court filing or a oral argument, come over to the Substack. You'll find the court filing and the oral argument there, including a daily roundup that I do called, wait for it, Morning AF. What else? All the other contributors from Legal AF are there as well. We got some new reporting. We got interviews. We got ad-free versions of the podcast and hot takes. Where? Legal AF on Substack. Come over now to free subscribe.